Lars and the Real Girl is a film about the redemption of a man who ran away. But it was never really a run.
That's my phone, I think.
The distance between Lars and the real world formed over many years like a silent backwards crawl. On the outside, he didn't get very far. The town still bustles around him just like when he was a boy, and his brother and sister-in-law live a stone's throw away in his childhood home. But existing amidst it all, Lars couldn't be farther away. This video is brought to you by MUBI, a curated streaming service dedicated to elevating great cinema from all around the globe. Get a whole month free at mubi.com/sodercinema. Lars has a problem, something much deeper than the loneliness we observe. And no, it's not that he fell in love with a life-size doll. That's just another side effect.
Her blood pressure's low.
A shocking one, to be sure, but we'll get to Bianca soon enough.
It's probably low, too.
So, what's actually going on? Well, first things first, we need to know. As the film opens, we're introduced to Lars separated by glass. In the blurry reflection of the window, kids in bright colors are playing, vague and very far away. It's a family. Lars comforts himself with his mother's blanket, holding it over his mouth.
Gus says your mother made it for you when she was pregnant.
It's her embrace that he never got to feel, her soothing voice that he never heard, and her warmth, because she knew that one day her son would get cold without her.
Well, she must have loved you very much.
A baby blanket for her baby boy, then she died, bringing him into the world. The camera moves inside the refinished garage that Lars calls home. Here we see his unprotected side. We watch him gaze longingly out of his window with a commonplace gloom, the sole occupant of his cold, sterile dwelling. Behind the glass, secluded from everyone, he feels safe. From day one, Lars was well acquainted with loneliness, held by a father whose heart had turned to ice. The joy of a newborn son couldn't outshine the despair of his wife's death.
I shouldn't have left you alone with him. He was too sad, it scared me, and I just ran.
Before long, their father passed too. Death, abandonment, and no one to help make sense of it all, these seeds planted early in Lars's life would grow like painful, suffocating vines all around him.
How would she feel if I just left her, abandoned her?
He lives life afraid.
Sorry.
St. Augustine, after the death of his closest friend, shared this same fear, saying, "I thought that since death had consumed him, it was suddenly going to engulf all humanity." Rather than address the pain, Lars built walls to keep it out.
He had no way to release his emotions, and had almost turned in on himself to protect himself. So he had this incredible heart, but no way to connect it with anybody.
What Lars failed to realize is that in life, even the very best things hurt once in a while. And just maybe, that risk is part of what makes them worth chasing. In his book, The Four Loves, C.S. Lewis cautions the man who avoids taking that risk. He says, "To love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart will certainly be wrung and possibly broken. If you want to make sure of keeping it intact, you must give your heart to no one, not even to an animal. Wrap it carefully round with hobbies and little luxuries. Avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in the casket or coffin of your selfishness. But in that casket, safe, dark, motionless, airless, it will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable. Self-preservation at the cost of a life worth living." If Lars continues on this path, he'll end up a recluse forever, pushing everyone further away and sinking deeper into his own mind.
He's a wobbler at the beginning of the movie. He can either kind of fall off and become a hermit or really join life.
There's time yet for a radical change to pull him out. And if you've seen the cover, it's not a surprise. Lars chooses to love someone. Well, something close to someone anyway. Bianca is a sex doll that Lars bought online to fill the void of relationship in his life.
I have a visitor.
She can't speak, she can't eat, and most importantly to Lars, she can't go anywhere. Not in life or in death.
They're not real, so they last forever. Isn't that neat?
She's perfect, for better or worse.
Where did you meet this person?
On the internet.
Yeah, well, everybody's doing that now.
Understandably, this is the last thing Gus and Karen expected. But the ability to love others isn't new for Lars.
He's a sweetheart. He never even raises his voice.
It's who and how that's different this time. Early on, the film makes a point to characterize Lars as someone who loves. Granted, in small, impersonal ways like fixing a toy or offering to carry a basket of flowers.
Hi, Mrs. Gruner, do you want some help?
Oh, thank you, dear.
His love for Gus and Karen is the strongest, which is why it's the hardest to see. In his cubicle, he only has one picture hung up, and it's of them. When Karen invites him to breakfast, his love manifests as concern for her and the baby she carries.
Do you want this on? Please have your little baby to get sick.
He insists that she wear his mother's blanket, his most cherished possession, for her protection. The screenplay adds nice detail to this. He watches her run back to the house. He wants to make sure she arrives safely. The house, to Lars, seems very far away. But getting him to the breakfast table, you'd have to tackle him to do that. The way Lars loves Bianca isn't like everyone else. For the first time, this is personal and intimate.
I wanted to tell you that you look really pretty today.
Physical touch has always been a strong aversion, not just causing discomfort, but physical pain.
It does not feel good. It hurts.
Well,
But with Bianca, not so much.
But everyone else.
Bianca is the first person Lars feels truly comfortable with, and we watch him open up with her.
Two in love can make it. You should watch me chop wood too.
This is the first of two kinds of love the film presents to the audience. On the other side of Lars's love for Bianca is the town's love for Lars. These are two distinctly different kinds of love, one that will always be incomplete, and one that needs nothing to be complete. The beauty of Lars and the real girl lies in the power of selfless love to rescue a man from being forever incomplete and leading him to true happiness. One love is healthy, the other unhealthy. To clarify what I mean, I want to present you with a quote from Ryan Gosling talking about Lars that I disagree with.
What I admire about him is that he makes a choice to love something. And I like the idea that you can love something and it doesn't necessarily have to love you back. It doesn't need to be a transaction, something you can just give.
When I first heard this, it didn't sit right with me, but I couldn't put a finger on why. He repeats it.
And I thought it was really beautiful. The idea that you could love something that didn't have to love you back, that love isn't a transaction, that it's something that you can just give freely of your own will, and that it's real even if it's not reciprocal.
It sounds like an admirable notion, but I think Gosling's reflection in this context is woefully misguided, as if he, along with the whole cast and crew, missed the whole point of the film. It's important to note who Gosling is talking about. If he were talking about the way the town loves Lars, how they choose to love him selflessly, expecting nothing in return, then yes, I agree. That love is admirable. Or if he were talking about Margot,
Hello, Lars.
who time and time again receives nothing but rudeness and coldness from Lars, but shows him kindness anyway,
Hi, Bianca.
then I would agree. That love is admirable.
Do you think I could bring my girlfriend?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm totally bringing somebody.
But Gosling is talking about Lars's love for Bianca. This should not be viewed as admirable, as it would have been Lars's blissful downfall if not for the town who loved him too much to see that happen. Sincere love as a concept is a good thing, but choosing to love something as a quick and easy fix for suppressed emotional trauma is not. Gosling's view uses too wide a brush to sweep dangerously over the nuances of love. The reason someone chooses to love and who or what receives their affection has the power to determine whether it's beautiful or not, admirable or not. Just because something isn't admirable does not make it detestable. I don't blame Lars for seeking out Bianca to cope with his loneliness, because it's just that, a coping mechanism, not a solution. Coping mechanisms serve to tide a person over until something real can reach them. They satisfy an immediate thirst, but only for a moment. If someone has a broken leg, you don't blame them for using a crutch, but you don't admire the crutch a second longer than it was necessary. You rejoice when the leg is healed, because that was the purpose. When Gosling says that Lars's love is admirable, he's robbing the film of its core message by praising the crutch rather than the healing that came after it. That love has the power to restore what was lost and lead you to something greater. Additionally, you can run into trouble inserting love into the wrong context. The love someone has for their wife certainly isn't the same as the love they had for their childhood teddy bear. What would happen if a man decided to love his teddy bear as if it was his wife? If he sought and expected what can only be found in human connection in an inanimate object? The teddy bear could never make the man happy, because he's seeking the fulfillment of romantic love in a stuffed partner who could never in a million years hold up its end of the bargain. What makes the title of the film so perfect is that it actually comes true, not through Bianca, but through Margot. In every interview and press tour, Margot was completely sidelined. The focus was kept almost exclusively on Lars and Bianca, as if the dysfunction was the destination rather than the means to a much more beautiful end.
What's it like for you, Kelly?
I was really jealous of the doll. Because she's fake, you know, there's no life there. She's non-existent. I mean, she's a thing, and she's definitely special for him, so I was really jealous of her. But that's fine.
Lars's delusion adds a layer which makes the situation slightly more complex.
A delusion? What the hell is he doing with a delusion?
If not for external intervention, the delusion will keep him convinced of his own happiness for a very long time, maybe his whole life.
He's not gonna get any better, is he?
No, probably not.
Therein lies the real danger. Lars is content and happy with Bianca. And why wouldn't he be?
Oh, sure.
Through her, vicariously, he can approach the person he wishes he was.
Yeah.
He gave her a background just like his.
When she was a baby, her mom died in the middle of things, so she was being born.
Like yours.
She doesn't feel sorry for herself or anything. She just wants to be normal, have everyone treat her normal.
But Bianca doesn't let that stop her from being a missionary and playing with kids and helping people as a nurse.
Bianca just said that that's why God made her, to help people.
Her freedom is the manifestation of Lars's hopes and dreams. Left unchecked, he'll likely remain trapped in the delusion forever, in a relationship that can never be challenged and can never grow, because Bianca's personhood only exists within the limits of Lars's mind. He cannot learn from her that which he doesn't already know. He can't hear her voice except for the words his mind puts in her mouth.
But she likes it. That's how I like it.
So long as his eyes are fixed on her, Lars will never be able to see the real girl that patiently waits for him. In his book, Lewis reflects on loving an object as a substitute for the real thing, saying, "The love of her has been a valuable end, and for some people, an indispensable initiation." Bianca was necessary as a lifeless imitation to show Lars what he was missing.
But what distressed him greatly was not having another hermit there to confess him.
But she couldn't teach him that on her own, because she can't do anything on her own. Someone, or many someones other than Lars, had to become Bianca. The community surrounding Lars is the lifeblood of the film. Their selfless love for him, and by proxy Bianca, is the second form of love the film presents.
Go along with it.
Oh, no. No, that's...
Oh my, no.
They have to set aside their pride and embrace the discomfort out of love for a boy they watched grow up. A boy who's struggling and now needs their help. This is love given for the right reason and for the right person. It's love that doesn't hide its true intentions and brings people closer rather than further apart.
The film is about people communicating with each other and coming together and about connecting. And the doll ends up being a conduit for that in a very surprising way.
It gives him something to talk about. A guy that you would go up to and say, "Hey, how are you?" and he would almost explode and run away because he doesn't know how to communicate with people. Now you can go up and say, "Oh, hey, hi, Bianca," and then he's in. You know, it gives you a window into him, and that.
There's no such thing as a normal family. Right. So you can talk to anybody, and somewhere within their family, there's some kind of heartache or hardship that's going on, and they don't shun that person. Mm-hmm. They try and help them, and their friends try and help them. And that's basically what's happening in this film.
This love is complete because it's given as a free gift. The expectation is not for love in return, but for Lars to heal. We see this in the screenplay when Lars and Bianca are leaving Cindy's party. Cindy says to Margot, "I like her, but that's a big waste of a good guy." The scene cuts to Bianca falling against Lars, quote, "like a log." This juxtaposition is used repeatedly to tell us that Lars was made for more, and the town knows it. What makes this film special is that it only gets sweeter as it goes. Of course, it takes the town time to adjust to Bianca, but their hearts soften.
These are for you, Bianca.
Yeah, because this is my friend, Mrs. Grinner.
She has a darling figure.
When I expected it to get over the top, it pulled back and actually went in another direction and became sweeter and subtler and unexpected and incredibly original.
Like this scene at the bowling alley,
Is that Lars?
in any other movie would have given way to some form of bullying.
Hey, buddy!
You brace for it expecting the worst, but instead it becomes a wholesome moment of friends spending quality time together. But change doesn't happen without discomfort.
My girlfriend and I shouldn't have to check a schedule to see you.
To show Lars how real relationships function and to take his eyes off himself, they make Bianca busy and independent. She becomes quite popular in town, from makeovers to volunteering at church to bingo nights. Bianca becomes the best way to teach Lars how to live without her.
Now you listen to me. Bianca has a life of her own. He's just like my husband.
In one of the most important scenes in the film, Lars chops wood to let off steam. He's wrestling with the fact that Bianca can't always be there for him anymore. The fear of abandonment resurfaces, and with it, the lie that no one cares about him. Karen wakes him up.
None of this is easy for any of us, but we do it. Oh, we do it for you.
If Lars is ever gonna love someone who loves him back, he needs to accept that he's someone worth loving, and that people really do care.
So don't you dare tell me how we don't care.
He was dealt a bad hand early in life, absolutely, but now he's surrounded by good people who want nothing but the best for him. For love to be complete, it needs to be received. That's what needs to change, and it's clear that Karen's words pierced the barrier to Lars's heart. With more time away from Bianca, Lars has time to shift his line of sight. The cubicle across the way looks interesting.
Like my favorite scene in the film where he's getting popcorn from the vending machine and he's watching Margot and that guy talk. You know, you look at him and you almost feel like he knows everything that he's doing. But then you're not sure.
Something new begins to grow in Lars's heart. It begins with small, observing glances, but grows into a protectiveness over Margot.
Yes.
Eventually, in the break room, after Lars resuscitates Margot's stuffed bear, a step forward.
After I drop off Bianca, I'm free. But it's just me, so...
Lars is changing, and nothing more clearly demonstrates that change than what he does outside the bowling alley. He takes off his glove and extends his hand. Lars, who wears several layers at all times to avoid the touch of skin, willingly takes a risk. The screenplay tells us exactly what he felt. She takes her glove off and they shake hands. The touch of her flesh sends an electric current through Lars. Kurt was wrong. Nothing's better than skin. Lars's hand buzzes with sensation. He feels it all over his body. Margot takes her hand away slowly. She walks away. Lars puts his hand to his cheek. Though Bianca still occupies the forefront of his mind,
I never could cheat on Bianca ever.
Inside, Lars longs for something more, and he may have just found her standing right in front of him.
How did I know what?
That you were a man.
You grow up when you decide to do right, okay? And not what's right for you, what's right for everybody, even when it hurts.
Wake up!
Lars has to let Bianca go.
She won't wake up.
It'll be one of the most difficult things he's ever had to do. To remove the crutch that brought so much comfort and joy for the knowledge that something greater awaits. It seems out of his control, but deep inside his mind, he starts calling the shots. It starts with small arguments. Then Bianca stops talking to him. The more time that passes, the more she seems to be just a doll. In a desperate attempt to lock in the relationship for life, Lars proposes to Bianca.
I asked her to marry me last week.
But she rejects it.
She said no.
More accurately, he rejects it. He has to break his own heart for it to heal.
He's making the decisions. He's the one who found her unconscious. He's the one who said she's dying.
Lars has to write her out of the narrative of his life, meaning Bianca has to die. After 27 years, he'll have to confront death. Even though it hurts, he decided to do right for everybody and for himself.
Lars! I was hoping the winter was over.
Winter isn't over till Easter.
Easter Sunday is Bianca's funeral. The whole town is there to mourn her with Lars, but this is a joyful day. The winter snow has melted, and the buds of spring will soon burst in color. Looking at Bianca's grave, buried beside his mother and father, Lars comes to terms with their deaths at last. The two he bottled up his whole life, and the doll under fresh dirt. The coffin that we found him in, the dark, lifeless place where he locked himself, is buried too. At last, he can stop running. The world looks a little brighter, and people don't seem so far away anymore. One, in particular, is very close.
Give this to somebody nice.
With Margot at his side, Lars lifts his head and closes his eyes. He's no longer the man we met behind the glass. The town's love brought him back to life.
This is my fault. And I'm sorry.
That's okay.
She must have loved you very much. Like we do.
Do you want to take a walk?
Yes.
After diving into these tender themes of loneliness and love in Lars and the Real Girl, I wanted to find another film that captured a similar experience. I came across Fremont on MUBI, and it was incredible. MUBI is a curated streaming service dedicated to elevating great cinema from all around the globe. From iconic directors to emerging auteurs, there's always something new to discover. With MUBI, each and every film is hand-selected by its team of curators. Discover the best of cinema at your fingertips, streaming anytime, anywhere. Fremont is sincere and subtly hilarious at the same time. It took me a second to get into it, but by the end, I was feeling every emotion. We follow Danya, who was recently promoted at the Fortune Cookie Factory. Her main worry is that she can't sleep at night, but when medication doesn't help, she has to dig deeper inside. She longs for real connection and for love, so she writes her own fortune. When her paths cross with Daniel, I couldn't stop smiling. Both actors give flawless performances. Two lonely people talking from different booths, and for a short while, the loneliness is forgotten. You can try MUBI free for 30 days at mubi.com/sodercinema. That's mubi.com/sodercinema for a whole month of great cinema for free.